What I'm gonna do is last year I'm gonna do some elk calls. Now the thing about elk, they're very talkative species. If you go out there and the cows make mews, the bulls make bull calls, but we'll get into that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna give you guys a quick introduction about kind of like what I do, I guess you could say. Okay, so a lot of times when you hit an area, what me and my family and my cousins, you look for north face mountains. Wherever there's the north side of the mountain, that's where they like to hang out in the higher, just below the alpine elevations and what we call wallows. So go look for those are your best chances to find them. Now, it's good to always have a cow call. A lot of our, even different tribes, you have elk in your territory, go try to find them, but always good to have a cow call. They're always good that you can get them at Canadian Tire, any hunting shops, and practice with it. I'm still not the best. I wouldn't say I'm an elk competition yet, but I'm still learning these calls too, but here we go. This is a cow call. So a lot of times when you do that, some guys just do that to see what will make a reaction. So and then what I'll do sometimes is I'll imitate a small herd of cows, all females. So a lot of times, when you're in a bush, that's basically what they sound like. They'll talking to each other, warning each other, hey, how are you doing? My day's going good. It's pretty much the same thing. You watch the little ones, they'll play and stuff like that. So it's kind of cool. So it's good to get those ones. And so basically, I'm going to show you guys this bull call. I actually came up with this elk call in the last 6 months ago where I've called bulls in before, but it was a little bit different experience because I some traditional teachings from an elder in Penticton mixed with some newer age. I came up with the elk call. It's called the sneak shot battle tube, and but here we go. So this is a location call. And this is what you do if you want to say, hey, what's going on? Is there anybody out there? So it's basically, hey, who's all out there? And a lot of times when you do that, you have to totally use your ears. The thing about elk hunting is you got to use your ears. Sometimes you hear way back in the distance here. So that is like a location call. And then so a lot of times when you find him and you hear him where he's at, you try to sneak in within 80 yards and then you try to battle him in. So a lot of different people have different styles of elk hunting. Me, I've done it, but I'm still learning. There's still something to learn every year. But here's what we call, that was a location call. Now here, we're going to do a battle bugle. A lot of times, the elk, they don't really care to do, they're not interested in the women, sometimes the other female cows. They actually want to fight. So here it is. So that little pass at the end is called a chuckle, and what it does, it just kind of it brings their instincts into fight, and that's all they want to do is pretty much fight. So I'll go one more time. Now this is a growl. Now it's really important. Sometimes just make the basic sounds, but sometimes what I'm trying to say is if they make an aggressive bull call, you want to match that whatever they do. So I'll do it again, and then I'm gonna add a sputter to it. So that right there, if he makes that sound, you imitate him and he's going to come in. He'll come in about 20, 30 yards, and what he's going to do is he's going to thrash. And that's where he basically rubs his horns on trees, and all he was going to let you know, well, come on, bring it on. So you go back and forth with him. And that's pretty much it. And basically, when you're elk hunting, just remember to get up early. And for a lot of the hunters, make sure you clean yourself off a little bit. And, it always helps out with a little bit of luck. And one thing I could say is there's 4 different species here in the valley. We got elk, moose, whitetail, and muley. So we're lucky for that, and we also have salmon. My goal I just wanted to announce that next week I actually came out with this elk call. So my business or whatever you call it is Kruger Mountain. So next week we'll be selling these elk calls for the first time. So I wanted to get all the kids and I wanted my biggest goal for doing this is get our Okanagan tribe back as elk people like we once were before the residential school. So love everybody. If you have any questions, there's a lot more to this. I tried to cram it in a real quick presentation, but the biggest thing is clean yourself off when you go hunting, like as in like no smells, you know, and it's a really big fun game, and they're all out there, and just like anything else, I'm still learning, and I love what I do. But have a good day, everybody, and enjoy the rest of the powwow. Linda.